Ladies, did you hear? The GLC community is having our national conference in-person event this July 18 and 19 in Thomasville, Georgia. You'll see here some of the topics that are on the agenda. We're going to have dynamic speakers, we're going to have a panel discussion, as well as breakout sessions. So regardless of your season in life, you will be blessed. The theme for this conference is Navigating Seasons with God. Trust me, I have put a lot of prayer and intention. I've been working with my lovely team, and we're getting together some good information for you, as well as some really impactful speakers, so that we can make sure that we all leave with a better understanding how we can go through life seasons with God. Hey lady, welcome back to Grown Lady Chat, where we focus on growth and personal development for Christian women. I am your host, Dr. Sharonda Simone, and in today's episode, we are going to chat about how you can work with your body instead of working against yourself, especially when you have a long list of things to accomplish. So stay tuned. All right, ladies, raise your hand if you are a busy working mama, or if you're a busy woman, whether you have kids or not. Even if you're in your, senior years, let me know. Is your to-do list never ending like the rest of us? Well, you're not alone. I want for us to focus on being productive without losing our peace of mind, okay? We need to work smarter and not necessarily harder. Nobody gets a badge for working the hardest. No one's going to give you a plaque for working hard if you're not effective, or no one is going to say, hey, good job, look at you, if you look like you've been run over by a Mack truck. Instead, they're going to run to your aid, hopefully, and say, lady, what is going on? You need to slow down. So we still want to accomplish things. We still want to do things, but we don't want to burn ourselves out in the process. Now, what if I told you that your level of productivity does not always have to be directly correlated to the amount of time you have? Instead, it's actually related to your energy level.
Hey lady, are you a woman who loves the Lord and who also enjoys beautiful things? Well, if you are, then you are personally invited to join my exclusive Christian women's group. In this group, we chat about clothes, beauty, home decor, parenting, marriage, cooking, and of course, our Christian walk. It's Christian lifestyle all-encompassing. So be sure to join by clicking the link below. I hope to chat with you soon. Now back to our show.
I know that most people will schedule their day based on time blocks, and I definitely, agree with time blocking. I think it makes sense. Within that time frame, it's a hard start and a hard stop, and that allows you to be intentional and focused in that time frame. Usually that's what happens, or at least that's the goal, right? The only problem with scheduling certain activities based only on time frame is that you might not have the energy to do the allotted activity. And so instead of actually making strides and checking things off of your to-do list, you find that you can't accomplish the goal because you're literally too tired to do it. Or maybe your focus isn't high at that point in the day. So instead of scheduling your activities for a certain time, look for moments in your day when your activity is high, medium, or low. So if you know that early mornings for you, you're a morning person, you're alert, you're awake, you're going to schedule your harder tasks, your more laborious tasks, the tasks that require more mental focus, schedule those tasks in the morning. And then let's say midday, you find that your activity is waning a bit, then you want to schedule your more intermediate responsibilities. When you feel your laziest or when you're most tired, then you're going to focus on your lighter tasks. And for some people, this works much better than just having a time schedule alone. So yes, time blocking or setting out a specific amount of time to accomplish your tasks and obligations, that's important because you need to have a schedule to follow. But you can also move the task with relation to your energy level. So your body is telling you exactly what it needs and what it needs from you throughout the day. Now, if you find that you are perpetually tired, that you're always feeling like you need a nap, then that's something you want to discuss with your healthcare professional. Especially, ladies, as we get older, hormone management it's important, okay? And there could also be some other things, going on in the background that you need to work on so that you can focus on the tasks at hand. Ladies, did you hear? The GLC community is having our national conference in-person event this July 18 and 19 in Thomasville, Georgia. You'll see here some of the topics that are on the agenda. We're going to have dynamic speakers, we're going to have a panel discussion, as well as breakout sessions. So regardless of your season in life, you will be blessed. The theme for this conference is Navigating Seasons with God. Trust me, I have put a lot of prayer and intention. I've been working with my lovely team, and we're getting together some good information for you, as well as some really impactful speakers, so that we can make sure that we all leave with a better understanding how we can go through life seasons with God. Now, you might be thinking, all right, that's great if I'm talking about my obligations at home, but maybe you have a 9-to-5 like I do, and you really can't dictate, what activity gets done at a certain time. Like, for example, for me, my patients are on my schedule at random. Sometimes I can say, well, I want for Mr. So-and-so to return for a morning appointment in 2 weeks, but for the most part, my schedule is what it is. So I can't dictate my harder, more difficult patients in the morning versus in the afternoon. But what I can do to help when I feel my energy may be, going down, but I know I still have multiple patients left, then I will stand up and start to do my charting. I have my walking pad that I use in my office 5 days a week, and that helps to recharge me physically, so that I'm able to stay focused. So there are times when I'll be, charting, and I just feel like my mind is like, I'm getting tired. I will stand up, get some water, because hydration is important for focus, and then I will walk on my walking mat. Just by changing your physical position, you can give your body a burst of energy, all right? And you can kind of, renew your focus. Now, if you are fortunate enough, you might also want to change your location within your office space. For some people, it's not possible, but for you, if it is, maybe being in the same seat for, 8 hours a day, it's kind of humdrum. So if you're capable, shift your workstation or rearrange your workstation a bit so it tricks your mind into seeing things differently and giving you something different in your line of sight. And that can be very helpful when you're trying to be productive and you're really busy, but you feel your energy is dipping. Something else I like to do, which I'm able to do this because I have my own personal office, but there'll be times when my energy dips and I will do some squats, in place, and I just do squats, and it really helps my energy level, right? Or sometimes I'll even, like jog in place for a little bit. Of course, I don't jog in place on my walking mat. I really just walk on the mat. But other times I'll do, like a little line dance. I'll turn on music, and I'll do a line dance, and just anything to get my body moving, anything to get, the blood flowing. Very helpful. So you have to be creative and find what works for you when you feel your energy dip and you still have a lot of things to accomplish. Now let's say you still have low energy, you've tried all these things and nothing's working, and you still feel like, I just want to sit on the couch and do nothing. Sometimes you need to lean into that. Sometimes your body is like, okay, lady, sit down. But if that's not a possibility because you have obligations, then try doing like the 10-minute power moves. All right. So set the alarm on your phone, your tablet. I have my little sand timer here. It's not 10 minutes, but it is a certain time frame, and set that timer and just purpose, like, I'm going to do something small to start. This is not the time when your energy is truly low and it's dipping and you've tried all the other things and nothing's working. This is not the time to focus on the big, hard task that you need to accomplish when your energy is at its peak. This is the time to find a few little things that you need to do on your to-do list, right? There's an email you need to reply to, or an email you just need to read. Let's put it that way, because sometimes replying to an email can take a lot out of you, okay? If you know, corporate America life. So maybe you don't need to reply to the email when your energy is low because you could cause irreparable damage, but instead maybe you need to read the email and begin to formulate your draft response. So don't burden yourself with actually hitting the send button, but instead just draft the email, all right? And make sure that you don't have anybody in the to line just in case, muscle memory and you shoot off your draft before time. So don't do that, okay? Make sure that it is, the to line is blank until you're ready to send the email. But find a small task or a few little things that you can do when your energy is still really low, and that will help you gain momentum. All right, so we're looking for little things to keep us consistent until, our energy picks up again. Hey lady, make sure you check the description box because I usually have a few freebies that you can grab today. I also have some resources and personal development tools for you to check out. If you enjoyed today's episode, you know what to do. Smash that like button, and ladies, spam the comment section. Until next time, remember, I am Dr. Sharonda Simone, and I will either see you at the top or from the top. You decide. Bye.